All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something pretty cool right over here to check out, and you know what you can check out also is fablades.com. It's a pretty cool website. There's a bunch of knives and fidget toys. Let me know if you find anything cool. So this guy comes with this just regular pouch. We don't care about that. Michael Birch, this is Burchtree blade works, so that's the Dromos in a pretty fancy configuration, I have to say. Would you look at this? Let's do a quick size comparison right away. Let me bring some fancy stuff, right? We got some Shirogorov Mini Cannabis Ace of Spades, and we got some Shirogorov Stellaris. Just to show you this is a little bit bigger, of course, and pretty much this is the size of the Mini Cannabis, kinda a tad bigger. Another couple of bigger ones. You got a Shirogorov F5 and a Cody Utzler duck, which are both, I would say, this just a tad bigger, and definitely F5 is going to be bigger. And just to make it quick and short and painless, you get a couple of large Sebenza 21 and small Sebenza 21 Chris Reeve knives just in the mix to show you what this Dromos is all about. And this fella is about this kind of thing. So this is a pretty cool custom knife. Michael Birch made this fella by hand. This is a handmade knife. It's a titanium frame lock, heavily contoured. Would you look at that? There is, this is not an underlay. This is just like the actual scale that has been skeletonized and blue anodized only on the inside. How cool is that? You can see through perfectly, overlaps with the underneath crosshatch grate, I don't know how to call it, but they match. And of course, when it's closed, you get to see only the core of the blade, which is pretty neat and clean, just this part. And when you deploy the blade, of course, you can admire the Dama core blade that is this guy is sporting, so pretty cool. Simple construction also, 2 body screws and 1 pivot. The body screws are screwed in directly into the titanium lock side, which is not my preferred. I prefer Chicago screws, but it's all right. Just be careful not to strip anything, otherwise it's gonna be painful. Lanyard hole with a little bit of raw titanium exposed in the chamfer. It's pretty nice. Both sides, of course. You get a titanium blue anodized backspacer. Interestingly done. Look at that. And I have to say, look at that, how perfect the centering is and how close it gets to the spacer. Amazing. Like really using up every millimeter of space available to just to fit this kind of blade, which is safely protected and is just barely making it to the edge. It's just fantastic. I love this little detail. Really, really cool. Pretty cool pivot collars as well in this helicoidal fashion. Titanium blue anodized and machined beautifully with some hollow, I mean, guys, that's a pretty cool work. So you get blue accent matching everything except for the clip, which actually works well. Good tension on this one. External cutout for the lock bar. You get hidden hardware for the pocket clip screwed in from the inside. Nicely milled chunk of titanium, I have to say. Something pretty cool. The screws, they of course have the same height. They are nicely done. And when you deploy this blade, you get you're welcomed with this pretty cool Dama steel Dama core. So you get the Dama steel jacket right there. You get the core, which you can appreciate better from the spine. Look at that. You see the layers for the Dama Damasteel right over here, and you see the actual core, which is this fella right there, with kind of like with a hand rub satin finish going on. You have some light jimping, not really effective. You have a very pronounced divot, which is going to be fantastic for your thumb like that. For an advanced grip, you can do it because there's a sharpening choil that's missing, but this is actually acting as a finger choil because look at this. This is sharpened up to this point. So you have this much range, which is not going to cut you, to grip onto and just do some precision. So that's pretty cool. Right there, hollow grind, of course. You have this Warncliffe blade shape with this wedging part that starts at this point and just gets very thin up to the tip. A little bit of belly, I would say maybe 30%. Straight edge, there's no sharpening choil, so be careful when you sharpen this fella. Guys, look at that. You gotta be careful. But yeah, there's no jimping going on the flipper tab. And that it was a little bit, because this guy, you have to pretty much do a light switch deployment because with the push button, it's not gonna do it. So I would have appreciated a little bit of jimping right over there because that's gonna be the pretty much only method. I mean, you can't just push button, but it's going to be super slow. You want something nice, there you go. You just do like that. No stainless steel lock face insert. There's no, there's no lock stick whatsoever, but there's no insert. So just be mindful of that. You get a beautiful anodizing shimmering blue on the spacer from the inside. That's pretty cool indeed. Ergonomically speaking, it works very well. There's a little bit of a hot spot in my case, actually, right over here, right from this little corner of the clip. This feels good, actually. Like that is fine, and like also that works very well. Action-wise, you have a slow action in deployment. In the closing, you have you gotta jiggle a little bit. There's no drop shot, but it's all right. I mean, I kind of like a more controlled drop. You get to see a little bit of billboarding, not too much. It gets pretty much lost in the Damasteel pattern. Perfectly centered. It's well executed, guys. It's a nice knife. Probably the overall look, it wouldn't be a keeper for me. I understand that's pretty cool. No doubt about that. I understand it's very well made, 100%. The materials are top notch, and the craftsmanship also is pretty good. Also, like this landing area, it's a nice little detail. The kind of full floating backspacer, another nice detail. It's well executed. Probably it wouldn't be a keeper for me because of, for example, this little quirk, which I like. It wouldn't sit well in my collection. And but I mean, I'm not saying this is bad anyways. It's just my preferred choice. So it's a pretty cool knife, 100%. Very well made, very well executed. It's gonna set you back around a couple $1,000. So it's not a cheap one by any means, but for sure there's some blood and sweat that went onto the making of this fella. So there you have it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.